And yeah, anyway, my sex drive, I remember I invited a girl around to my house. Um, it's actually funny. I was more focused on getting a takeaway and getting all this nice. I was thinking more about what food we're gonna get. I was going through menus, what to get, what kind of snacks, rather than me getting her here to shag her. So, this is more of a different kind of video, and it's going to be more of a sit-down video, a bit of a serious kind of talk video. Maybe have it running in the background, because I don't know if you'll enjoy it or not, get a bit bored. Yeah, basically I'm talking about the side effects of dieting too hard, okay? So, dieting is a good thing, getting in shape, really, really good. But there are some side effects if you take it too seriously, both mentally and physically, and I definitely suffered that. Probably, I think it was about 2 years ago now. So yeah, please like the video, subscribe, and let's get straight into thought number one. I'm going to try and keep it nice and quick so I don't bore you, but yeah, let's get into it. So a bit of a backstory, about 2 years ago, and it was probably the first time I was going into a proper diet. Like, I dieted before, tried to keep in shape, but this time I was taking it seriously. I was like, right, I'm going to smash it all. And yeah, I bulked up quite hard. I got a bit fat, I'm not going to lie. Probably didn't know what best bulking was. So I started the diet, all going well. Then it just got to a point where it was too. My diet was rubbish. Like, it was all healthy, clean foods, but that was the problem. Like, I was eating chicken, rice, egg whites, scrambled. Just oats was a saviour of my day. A bit of yogurt maybe every now and again. Fish and rice. Diet was so boring. I had to stick to these macros like all the time, and these set meals. Like, I didn't know I could eat good foods whilst I'm dieting like I'm doing now. Like, now I eat pizzas, ice creams, French toast every single day. And that's why I'm smashing my diet now. Back then, like, I was eating such crap, like, just crap meals. Like, it was good, yeah, but it just weren't tasty, that. And I was so food focused all the time. Like, I became obsessed with food. I'd watch videos about food all the time. Like eating challenges and stuff like that, and it just wasn't the way to live. Like, I was constantly thinking about calories, calories, calories. And it got to a point where it was, everything I consumed was on MyFitnessPal. I was counting everything, little sauces. If I had like zero calorie energy drinks, they're about 12 calories, and I was counting them. It got to a point it was pathetic, and it's something you don't need to do. Like, you don't need to be eating chicken and rice every single meal with veg. Like, if you want to have that, good, do it. Yeah, if you like it, but I don't. This is why I stick to me. I take my favourite meals and turn them healthier. I have burgers, pizzas, all this. I don't get too caught up with calories nowadays. Like, yes, I still stick to them. I have my set goal, but I work around it if I need to. If I go over, I go over. I don't focus too much on that now. And I'm able to stick to this diet a lot more. Like, I used to have binges back then. Now I don't. And it's great. So that's probably the tip number one for you, is just don't let it overtake your life. Like, please don't. It's not worth it. Mentally, it's just definitely not worth it. Okay, point number two I want to get at is just the effects it had on me mentally and health-wise as well. So I'll tell you a bit of a story. I went out on day drinking. Mate had an MMA fight. Went out about 1 o'clock. I had a meal at about 12 o'clock, chicken and rice. That was it. What's that? About 400 calories, maybe touching 500. I can't remember how much I had. Went out drinking all day. This was on purpose as well, because I didn't want to overindulge, so I didn't eat much to save the alcohol coming in. And that's just bad, because I was drinking all day without any. One thing led to another. I've never been that drunk in my life, like absolutely shit faced. It was really bad. I got so bad, I got kicked out of the club. I was then found later on, like, I giggle about it, but it's not funny. Like, I was found passed out under a takeaway on the side of the road, like, dangled onto the road. Like, how dangerous is that? Like, because I was that drunk because I hadn't eaten all day. This is the state I got in. Woke up in the morning, fully in a suit still. I went upstairs to see my mum because I was ready for a bollocking, and I passed out, completely fainted. I hadn't eaten in about 24 hours. I was still obviously really, really drunk. And I passed out. I woke up in the recovery position on the floor. And you could be like, oh yeah, but anyone can do this if I'm getting too drunk. But no, but it stemmed from me being so controlled by how many calories were coming in, that I didn't allow myself to eat this extra food for my own safety, so I didn't get that drunk. And it was just, honestly, it was horrific. Like, so that's a good thing. Don't let it over. Always look out for your safety before you go out drinking and stuff like that. And just don't eat too little, is the point I'm getting at. Don't think it would be better to eat more than is to eat less. Okay, the worst thing that's going to happen is your body will store that as energy, and you'll get a good workout out of it. Okay, eating too little has so many detrimental effects. If you're eating too little for a long amount of time, You know, you're going to lose a lot of muscle. I needed to go on diet here when I was at this stage, but I didn't have enough muscle to diet as hard as I did, okay? And it's probably ruined my physique for a long while because I dieted for so long and so little calories that I lost so much muscle. At the end of, show some pictures, and by the end of it, I was so skinny, like my arms were nothing. Like, it was mad. So, you know, don't diet so hard and so little calories. It's not needed. You don't need to go that low, especially for me as a man. A lot of males as well. It's different for females who need a bit less, but you know, I would never go below 2,000. You know, I never go below 2,000. I don't really even hit 2,000, but I never go below 2,000. And on this diet, I was on 1,600. Like, I was taking it as it was like a competition prep. Why was I doing that? There was no need. I think because I was watching all these YouTubers on prep and stuff, I thought that's what I had to do to lose weight. And I was like doing stuff like cutting carbs out before going on holiday, having like a low carb week before going on holiday. I'm like, no, I'm not doing a show. I was like getting my body ready for this one day. Whereas when I go on holiday, I fucked it. I put all the weight back on. As soon as I started eating carbs again, bang, I was like, what? And then I look back now and think, what was I doing? I was taking it as if I was doing a photo shoot I was dieting down for this one day. Whereas I wanted to sustain it, and I didn't sustain it. I put on 5 kilos on my holiday in a week. Like, it was just the biggest load of shit I've ever done in my life. Never needed. Like, now I've been dieting for about 3 months now, and I'm still on about 2,200, and I'm not going any lower than this, and I'm absolutely fine. Like, you know, don't want to binge, I don't want to scran out, I'm just taking it nice and slow. That's just a big thing. Don't think you have to eat too little to lose weight, you know, it comes gradually. Don't think it has to happen so quick. Take your time on higher amount of calories, eat more, sustain more muscle. Number 3 was just my social life and sex drive. You know, I was a young lad, I still am, but how old was I? 19, 20, something like that. And, you know, I was newly single at the time, coming into summer. You know, I should have been fucking wanting to shark everything, you know. And I wasn't even focused about that. Going out, I love going out, but in the week and stuff, I didn't have the energy to go out. I had no energy. I was zapped. I wasn't even training legs because I couldn't do it, and that's how bad it got. And yeah, anyway, my sex drive, I remember I invited a girl around to my house. It's actually funny. I was more focused on getting a takeaway and getting all this nice. I was thinking more about what food we're going to get. I was going through menus, what to get, what kind of snacks, rather than me getting her here to shag her. I know that sounds bad, but that's what was going to happen. And I was more focused on what we were going to have to eat rather than, oh my God, I can't wait to have sex with her. And I was just like, I look back and I think, what? I was 19, 20, like, I weren't doing a prep or anything where it's different. I was just dieting, 19 years old, and I was just like, oh, food, rather than girls, girls, girls. Like, that shouldn't be the way it is. Like, you should be your most horniest then, you know? And like now I'm dieting, don't really care about saying it. I'm a horny boy, you know? I love it. And I've been dieting for ages. Like, when I was back then, I didn't masturbate for a while. Whereas now, fucking, you know, going for every day. Love it. But yeah, that's just another point to get. It's just like, it ruins dieting that hard, taking it that seriously. It ruins your social life. Don't let it ruin your social life. You need a social life. Like, I was fucking depressed with it. You know, I was beating myself up, constantly about food. Now, if I want to go out and do shit, I do it, and I don't care about my diet. Like, I obviously do things to help it still, but I don't take it that seriously, and that's a really, really good tip. So yeah, look, and the last point I'm going to say is, I don't want to make out, you don't diet, don't take it seriously. Like, if you need to lose weight, you want to get in great shape, this might be your thing. You know, it is my thing, fitness, and I do take it seriously. I'm not saying I don't, but I balance it out with different things which I weren't doing back then. Okay, I balance out a normal social life so I can see my friends, go out, eat stuff, go out drinking, and not have to worry about putting on weight. If I do, I do. Like, I think the one thing I thought about is, when I look back when I'm older and I'm an old man, crippled, do I want to look back and think, oh yeah, well done that weekend for not going out, because you stuck to your diet really well. Oh, you got shredded that year, that was good. Or would I rather look back and think, wow, we had a good weekend that weekend. We got, did so many good things. We got smashed. I'm going to remember that. I'm not going to remember if I did a good week at the gym. You know, it's all about living your life. Like, yeah, it's good I want to be shredded. That's my plan. Like, I'm going to be. And I'm getting there, you know. I'm not going to show you yet. I'm looking quite good at the minute, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it doesn't need to be that serious where it takes over your whole life, okay? It's sustain it. have fun and diet. You can do both, okay? Just don't let it overtake your life. Don't be eating shitty chicken and broccoli with no carbs. Like, carbs are mint. Eat your bloody carbs. You don't need to be doing this, like, dieting so hard. So many kids ask me nowadays, I eat this, I'm under eating. No, grow muscle. Like, eat more. You know, a lot of people diet down. I did it with hardly any muscle. And then I died and lost the muscle I did have, I fucking lost. You know, prioritize eating more than anything, getting some fucking size in, especially when you're younger. You can diet down later, grow. Don't hinder your growth by keep dieting down. If you're fat and overweight, yeah. But if you're just, don't diet, okay? So, sorry for ranting on. I'm going to end the video here. Please like, subscribe, do all that shit. And yeah, listen to what I say. Trust me, it's good. Sorry if I bored you, but that's the truth. And see you in a bit. Have a good day. Bye.